Hey guys, welcome back. It's a nice -5, -6 degrees Celsius today. I got yard work to do, so I need a truck. Well, I have that truck right there, but it runs too good and has heat and stuff. So we're gonna be using this guy right here instead because it barely runs and it doesn't have heat. And yeah, let's see what happens. So I robbed some batteries out of my other rigs, so we're gonna pop the hood open on this bad boy and see if we can get it to fire up. See if it cold starts, see if it's gonna do its chores and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna throw a battery in here and see what happens. Got the old power shed here open. If you guys are new to this, whatever this is, I did a 4-barrel swap on this guy, and it hasn't ran good since, so obviously I did something right there. We're gonna check its coolant. Yep, still looks green, still full of garbage. There's probably gas in it. This poor old truck needs a lot of work still. I see the mice have found refuge, so that's wonderful. I hope they froze their little balls on that piece of cold steel there. Yeah, there's nothing to it here. 3 quad, that's cool. Quad battery. We're gonna grab the battery out of the back of the truck here. What flavors do we got today? We got the EverStart Max Edition, and then we got the Napa battery that probably doesn't work or hold a charge. So they're both 850s. No, this is 850 cold. This is 690 cold. So we're gonna go with the big boy cold battery. Oh, those things don't get lighter as time goes on. But yeah, let's drop it in this thing. See what happens, I guess. Make sure she's flipped around the right way. Look at these professional shots I got. A fancy dancy freaking cheap Amazon phone holder for, our professional camera. Yeah, we're gonna beat some cables on here. Get that snugged up. This one snugged up. Oh yeah, she'll go. Run that nut down so it's it's nice and tight. Now let's see if I have keys. Smart man would have brought the keys. No, wrenches in that pocket. What's in this pocket? Keys. Wonderful. The last time I ran this thing, I tried to tune it a little bit. Time it, tune it, that sort of thing. Dodge key. Ooh, it's a tight fit. Okay. See how the new video filming apparatus goes here. We're gonna want to make sure we got all the choke. Yup. Key. Yup. Neutralis. Yup. Come on, camera. What are you doing? Stop fighting me. The greatest content quality here ever. So, I'm gonna give her a couple pumps. Oh. She's gonna be a real cold start today. So, we'll just see what happens. Flooded. Maybe it wants less choke. Highly doubt that. Probably needs all the choke. I don't even know if it's trying to fire. It's hard to say with this old thing. Sometimes it just doesn't want to run. It could be the fact that it's -10 and it hasn't ran in a month. There's some snow right there, by the way. There's some snow behind me. Well, we'll give her another shot here. Come on, you old girl. She's a runner. That was a lot of cranking for a little bit of running. Will she idle? She'll backfire. Oh, she's a cold-blooded beast today. But hey, she started. That's a pretty good turn of events there. A lot of luck. Does she want less choke? She might want less choke. Oh, we'll let her warm up for a minute here and see what happens. Oh, there, now that we have a little bit of temp in her, she's idling pretty good. She's definitely tuned for the warm weather. See if she'll idle without the choke on. Oh yeah, pretty mint. Well, ooh, maybe not. We recover. Maybe. Not happy. She's a pretty loyal machine, but she just wasn't built for these cold days. Ooh, she's not happy. Clear her out. Come on, clear out. There we go. That's a lot happier. Sometimes you gotta clear the shit out of the cobwebs, you know? Come on, stay alive, girl. Yeah, she's definitely not a happy cold beast. But you know, for this being the most garbage carburetor I've seen in my life, it runs pretty good. Today we're gonna see if the cheapest 4-barrel carburetor Amazon can buy will spruce back to life the 75 Dodge. I have a Carter 625 CCM or 615 CCM carburetor on it now, but it's a worn out pile of good stuff. So today we're going to unbox this carb that I've already unboxed once and see what we got to offer. So right off the bat here we have gaskets and needles and a stud and a vacuum tree. That's good stuff right there. So that's a good start, you know, when it comes with that stuff. Nice styrofoam. Throw that to the side. We got ourselves a cheap Edelbrock knockoff here. This carburetor, all said and done, shipped to my house was about $200. So still pretty expensive. And this is Canadian, by the way. So like 20 bucks American, but still pretty expensive. So it should work for that kind of price, but we'll see. It's complete Chinesium. It's not a rebuild or nothing like that. It's complete like Ling Long Chinatown. So we're going to use it and see what happens. It comes with 2 fuel filters, so they expect the gas tank to be real nice. I'll probably use this one, you know, the one that's not factory sealed. Or maybe I'll just use the one that's already on it. I think this is 3/8. Maybe it's 5/16. I'm not too sure. The one I have on the truck now is 3/8, so that's good. But yeah, we're gonna pull this guy out here real nice like and slap her there. Comes with a block off. 2 vacuum ports. Mine only has 1, so that's a plus. And it has the old frontwards facing PCV whatever guy. You want to see your idle screws not matching. That's good. Yeah, so I guess what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull the other one off, put them side by side, see what I need to take off that carb, put it on this carb to make it all work. Yeah, this is just for reference the carburetor that's currently on it. You can see it's pretty much the same thing, only not very good. So we're going to pull it off there and go from there. There is an adapter plate in between the two. This is a spread bore intake and a square bore carb. Pretty standard crap. Automatic turn to a manual choke because I'm cheap and I didn't want to spend the $100 for the electric choke or whatever the hell it was. So yeah, we'll pull this guy off real quick and then we'll set them side by side and see what we need to do to make that other Chinesium carburetor work. And yes, I know this is probably a better quality carburetor. It's probably much better built, but the throttle shafts are so worn out in it. There's like freaking, you can wiggle them pretty good. It's thrown together pretty cheaply. Like, it's missing parts. We're gonna see if this cheap Chinesium carburetor can revive a cheap rig like this. Like, this is a $300 truck, and we're gonna see if it's worth it for you guys to buy the cheap carburetor off of Amazon and throw it on an application like this, just to see. Like, a new Edelbrock 1406 is like $6.99 where I'm at. Like, that's not very cheap when you have beater rigs like this. Like, this truck is worth absolutely nothing. It's rusted out, the transmission's shot in it, the leaf springs are broken. Like, it's not a good truck. It's got a worn out 318 with a bad timing chain. Like, we're working with nothing. It's a farm truck, and we're just slowly trying to make her into something you can put around the yard or maybe take to town if you have to. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna pull that off. Sorry for the rant, and I'll cut back to when I have them side by side. As for taking these old carburetors off, there's really nothing to it. You undo the 3 or 4 things holding it together. Take your 1/2 incher here. I got fancy ratcheting stuff, but you don't need that. And you just, yeah, there's one. The studs aren't long enough for this carburetor, so they don't got full voltage showing. So don't tell Mortsky, because, you know, he'll be mad. Who's Mortsky anyway? Who's that guy? Anyways, we'll put longer studs in there if we have them. And yeah, it's pretty simple. When you're putting these back together, you don't want to over torque them either. That's another thing I should say. And they shouldn't be on there that tight, as I'm standing there tightening that one. Hiya! There, loose, finger tight now. It helps that I've had this all apart recently too, in the last 5 months or so. Hasn't been that long since I did this already, holy cow. Anyways, yeah, you just unsnugglate those, and this thing should just lift right off. You'll probably ruin the gasket in the process, but that's okay. Oh, we still got good gasketage. Okay. Yeah, piss your gas everywhere. That's fine. That's a gas holder now. Put that there. So side by side, we got these 2 carbs, and let's see what we can see here for linkages. This linkage looked bent to you. Probably a little bit. Oh, maybe they're both bent. So I have to take this Mopar throttle cable stud and mount it on this guy here. The package comes with a little stud boy for mounting it onto your Chevys, because I guess everyone has to have a Chevy. Anyways, we're gonna swap this around somehow. I have no idea how we're gonna get this guy in there. I had to drill it out on this carburetor, so I'm probably gonna have to drill out that hole there too. Oh well, that's the price you pay. Unless you mount it down here. But I don't know about that, because you got a pole, right? That'd be pushing down there. So we're gonna swap some stuff around here, and then I'll cut back to you when I know if it's gonna work. It should work. As for jets in this guy, for now I'm gonna leave it alone, because if it'll run, it'll run. If not, then we'll do some playing around with the jets. But one thing I've noticed about this carb that I don't like is all these little frickin' Phillips. I hate Phillips heads. They strip off like nothing. They're trash. This old Carter, she's got the old flat style, which I personally like. So I know a lot of guys be like, oh, flat, they'll break, it's garbage, it's trash. No, they're better than these stupid fucking things. Where was I? Throttle linkage. Yep. Distractions. Okay, I got this thing fired back on there, so I guess it's time to turn the key and see if it made a difference. The old carburetor would not idle unless it had full choke or half choke when it was warm, so it had issues there. So we're going to see if it's better. There wasn't really any difficulties putting this thing on. It relatively was a straightforward swap, because, I mean, the same carburetor was on it essentially, except this is just Chinese. The choke seems to actually be a little bit better because this is an actual choke carb. It's not as bindy as it was before. And this is a 600 CFM. The other one was a 625. So maybe it'll actually be a little bit better for this worn out 318. You know, not trying to put so much down its throat at once. So without further ado, let's find my keys and see if it runs, see if it explodes. I don't know. Might do one of those two things. There is some gas I'm gonna wipe up real quick on the intake first though, because she was leaky. So she was backfiring like crazy. I put the accelerator pump into the most squirty position and it actually made it run a whole lot better. It wasn't backfiring at RPM. So we're gonna quickly pop the top off this and put a bit bigger jet in it. It seems to be running quite lean. So after that, hopefully this thing will be dialed in a little bit better. I'm gonna put the biggest jet in that I have and see what happens. I mean, I guess it makes sense, kind of. I don't understand how the math works with these carburetors, but anyways, pop the top off, go from there. It should be a pretty simple procedure. I got the hose clamped off so it doesn't start spewing gas everywhere. And yeah, hopefully I don't break anything. But we'll swap out these jets and I'll get back to you. There we go. She definitely liked that. If I can just get that idle to stay down like that, it'd be a really happy motor. This is the best this thing's run since I've had it. And I know I've said that a lot, but she's pretty happy. Like I said, I just gotta fix that throttle. It's charging a little on the high side. I replaced the voltage regulator when I probably didn't need to, so I'll probably end up swapping that old voltage regulator back on. This one's charging at like 15 volts, which is a little too much for my liking. But it is charging, so I don't know. I'll throw the old one back on and it'll probably be better than this cheap fucking Napa one. But yeah, this thing's running like pretty damn good if I do say so for myself. So yeah, overall take on the $200 Edelbrock ripoff, it's not bad. Like out of box, you're probably gonna have to tune it a bit. They send jets with it, don't mind that, but they're a weird number. It's like a 407 is what came in it. And they gave me another set of 407s, and I threw a 413 in, and that's what it's running on now, and it seems to be pretty happy. So we're gonna go with that. I timed this a while ago. It's sitting at around 6, 7, 8. Depends on where the worn out timing chain wants it to be, but for a worn out timing chain and a worn out engine, I'm gonna take that. Purring like a kitten, hasn't ran this good forever. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I could honestly say so far, without putting any miles on it, I would recommend this $200 Edelbrock ripoff. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one.